Sarah, welcome to Not Your French Girl. We're so happy to have you here, so thank you for coming.
Yay.
No problem. I'm excited to be here.
So excited to hear all your stories and everything you have to say to all our new Not Your French girlies out there.
I'm stoked. There's a lot. So
There's no bios, no storylines curated for this episode. We're just gonna dive into her life as a social media hustler, and all the behind the scenes fun as well that Sarah goes through in her day-to-day life living in Paris.
Sounds good.
Yes.
So maybe we should start from the beginning.
Sure.
Why did you decide to come to Paris? Tell us the backstory of all this.
Everyone always asks this question, but truly, there is no straight answer. Like, I was really set on Rome before this. I was
really?
like, Italy. My dad's Italian. Like, it makes more sense. I have family over there if all else goes wrong. And then the visa situation was seemingly a bit more expensive. You have to be a student at the same time as an au pair, which is what I originally was in France. And I was like, I don't really want to spend all my savings right off the get-go. Where else can I go? And all I knew about Paris was it's artsy. So I was like, fuck it.
Looks cute.
Let's do it. The visa in France is a lot easier. It's just you turn in your au pair contract, and at the time, like, that was really it. There was no student obligation, nothing. Like, at the time, too, you didn't even have to know the language. So I was like,
Oh,
dude,
that's good.
that's so easy. And
Easy
I've heard
peasy,
so many
that's
good
good.
things about Paris.
Yeah.
So then I found a family, and voila, now I'm here. Been here for 2 years now. But I just ended my contract with an au pair. So now I'm doing fully freelance now.
Yes, because we saw
good.
that you got a little
Yes.
talent visa, by the way.
Yes,
Claps
thank you.
for you.
Thank you.
Yay!
We love that.
I'm stoked, dude, really.
How was the process? Was it easy?
Not at all. No.
Really?
French people love a dossier. Like,
Oh,
that
yes,
thing,
we
I'm
know.
not even kidding, was like this big. I turned it in. The lady couldn't even fit it in the envelope. I was like,
Oh my
I
God.
gave them my entire life, like my college degree, all the language courses I've taken, every article I've ever been featured in, every person I've ever worked with. Like, I was like, they literally cannot say no to this. And if they do, they're insane.
Yes.
So yeah, it was not an easy process by any means. And thankfully I had a lawyer helping me. Her name is Christina. She's awesome.
Shout out
I
to
send
you.
her to, really all the expats, because without her, I would be really lost. All these different French websites can get so
Yes.
confusing, and then all the different protocols, what you're supposed to do first. Like, I'm thankful for her.
Yeah.
But I got it.
Amazing.
It's chill now.
So good.
Congratulations.
So you
Yes.
can chill a bit.
A bit. I just applied to get the carte de séjour.
Oui.
So, like, actually, I don't know how long my talent passport is good for. It can be anywhere from 1 to 4 years. It did say
wow.
it was good until December. So
Okay.
then you come back to France and you basically like reapply.
Okay.
So I had to like give everything I already submitted back to the French government as opposed to the US one. And then, now I wait 2 months, hopefully, at the very most. We don't know with French bureaucracy
Yes,
sometimes.
we never know. We never
There's
know.
always the plot twist that
It
never
can
real.
be days, it can be months.
Yeah.
You never know.
So at the very least, it'll be 1 year. So
Okay.
I'm like, I'd honestly
Perfect.
be chill with that and then to reapply. But some people do get it for 4. So
That's
that
so
would
good.
be incredible.
Well,
we're
fingers
hoping,
crossed.
yes, we're hoping for you because
Yes.
honestly, it's already so nice to have a passport, like a passeport talent.
Yeah.
So it's really nice.
A bit of a gamble, like applying
Yeah.
for it. But I do have a friend, Jenna, who applied for it under the same conditions. And I was like, you know what? If she got it, I can do it too.
Yes, go girl. Yeah.
If all else fails, then I'll figure something else out. But why not try?
yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
so glad I did.
And
Thanks.
what's like your living situation right now? Like, are you living with, now that you finished the au pair?
Yeah. So before it was my host family provides an apartment for me.
Okay.
That was living alone. And then now I live in a coloc, so with 2 French people, super nice.
How's that going?
Found them. It's going good. Like, I told them, I'm like, speak French to me, bro. This is the easiest way I'm going to
Yeah,
learn
exactly.
in the household. Because
Yeah.
before, like, my job was to speak English, and I really think that my level is not where I'd like it to be. So, yeah, it's been really cool. I love living with people that, like, are different than me, honestly.
Yes.
I was like, I want to live with French people. If I'm going to truly integrate myself into this country and learn more, then this is the best way to do it.
Yeah,
it's
you want to
been
be
nice.
immersed in the whole French culture
Yeah, yeah.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's a good way to learn,
I agree.
especially when you're doing like your stuff. You just talk to your colocs and everything.
I will
Nice.
say too, like I weirdly missed living with people because
Really?
all throughout university I lived with people, and it's just nice to come home to someone. Like
Yeah, that's true.
to listen to me yap or I don't know. Living alone gets so isolating,
Yeah.
and it really pushes you when you're living with people. It's like, okay, get up, do your thing. Like, don't rot in bed or
Yeah.
don't sit and sulk about some situation. Like, you could just go out into the living room and be like,
I need a rant.
yeah.
Let's open a
I
bottle of
love
wine.
living with people. And I come from like a huge family. So, and yeah, I'm not sure I love the vibe. I'm
Really?
glad I know now.
At least you
But-
experienced it.
Yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
mean. Like, I do feel very privileged that I could experience that because there's so many people that will never get to live alone or it's not even a choice with the
Yeah.
expenses. So I'm like, okay,
Good to have like both experiences so you know what you like and what you don't like,
Yeah.
especially.
How did you find your colocation, by the way?
honestly, like I'm not the best person to give advice on this because it was literally just like a friend of a friend.
Hey, but still.
But in the
Yeah.
beginning, it was Jean de Confiance.
Okay, cool.
I've heard of a lot of people getting their situation through that.
It's a really
Le
good
Bon
website.
Coin, Facebook. Like, I was posting on my Instagram like a ton. If anyone has any situation, like it's
Just
so
help me
obviously
out.
hard to get an apartment here.
yeah.
There's 12 million people in Paris, by the way, which I found that out yesterday.
God.
I'm like,
Even I didn't know that.
no,
girl.
Me neither.
what?
That's
12
like a
million.
lot.
I was like,
Oh, wow.
That's a
insane,
lot.
right? And you still run into people.
Yes, exactly.
But-
and it feels so small.
Yes, it's really a college campus sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, okay, that makes sense why there's such a crisis to find housing. And
Yes.
also now with me being freelance, I'm coming in with TikTok pay stubs. Like, do you have anything else? I'm like, no. Like I used to be an au pair. Just trust me, bro. Like that's my source. And
I'm reliable.
Like,
I promise you.
Exactly.
and yeah, somehow, some way they accepted me and thank God. But yeah.
And how has it been for you to like change from au pair to this like freelance life and be on your own without like your host family?
I really lucked out with my host family. I love them, love the girls, but in a way, it's a bit daunting because you're growing these little humans. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, everything I say is gonna be engraved in their brain.
And
And
repeated.
yes, repeated. Oh my gosh, yeah. They love saying, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness." I
So
say that so
cute.
much.
so cute.
No, it really is. It's funny seeing like my influence on them. But I think I would get in my head a lot because I'm like, dang, I want to be like, in a way, the perfect second parent. Like, I want to be the best big sister. I want to teach them good morals and like how to treat people. And that gets a lot when I'm 23 years old. I'm like, sometimes I don't even know how to deal with these situations.
still
It's a
learning,
lot of
dude. Like,
pressure,
happy
yeah.
For
hour.
real. And I'm sure like parents feel the same way too. Like
Yeah, of course.
when I talk about this to them, it's the same. They're like, I have no idea what I'm doing in parenting. Just whatever feels right. Or
But
so
they're
yeah,
living their lives for the first time too. Or
exactly.
living it the first
That's
time.
what I mean.
So.
Became a lot at certain points, but at the end of the day, like I'm so incredibly thankful for my host family, and yeah, just what they were able to give me and help me out with my transition into a new country. Like it's the best way. But I was really like eager to start freelance. Like I was
Yeah.
doing social media at the same time as being an au pair, and it was so much. Like truly, I'm such a workaholic and like a go business entrepreneur girl that trying to cut my day at like 4 p.m. to go and take care of kids, sometimes it was hard to get out of the
Yeah.
business mindset and be like, okay, now we're gonna go color
Yeah.
or homework, math homework in French. So yeah, I think I was ready, but the 2 years served me very well.
Just a little fun fact, because I want to know this personally. What's your sun, moon, and rising?
Sun is Libra. My
Okay.
birthday is in 2 weeks, actually.
Nice.
Yes,
We're
I'm
gonna
stoked.
remind about that.
Yes,
Yes.
I'll be 24. And then moon and rising are both Pisces.
Ah, we love a Pisces moon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so hard.
To be honest, I don't
Mine by
know.
heart.
Like, I mean, I've read a little bit on it, and I fully think I'm a Libra, like through in and throughout, very flirtatious, can't make decisions, like all over the place all the time, and like chill, people person. I'm like, that's me, totally.
Yeah.
But I think it's like the moon and the rising is like what you are in the interior, right?
I mean, I'm not like the Bible writer of
Sure,
astrology,
sure.
but like,
Co-star.
you know
I, have a
a lot.
I have a Pisces moon, so I can speak for that. Like, it's more just like how you deal with like inner emotions. Like the moon part is like your inner emotions, how you have emotional reactions to things, how you are on a deeper level of emotions in
Yeah,
general.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously your rising is like the first thing that people notice about you when they meet you, the energy that you
Interesting.
give off.
Okay, yeah.
Like not like just even before they open their mouth and they speak, because that's the Mercury sign, but like just like
Okay.
the vibe. You can see that you're a little bit of a Piscean. You can see
For
like
sure,
the little, like
like-
ocean eyes.
Yeah.
I thought she was a bit. She had a little bit of Aquarius too because they're a little bit artsy and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've dated many Pisces boys, and a couple of my best friends are Pisces. Like, and they always seem to be so emotional. And so when people say like, okay, your inner being is emotional, like very connected to like sensitivity, I'm like, I do feel like I relate to that truly. But then like my outside, like
Yeah, of
overall
course.
personality is totally Libra. So, I mean,
Yeah, but it's the mix
makes
of the
sense.
things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also a bit Pisces moons are chameleons. We
I can see that
vibe.
too.
Yeah.
Especially with the combination of Libra, like people pleaser in a way. So it's like I can
Oh,
go with
that's so
anyone.
me.
Yes.
Oh my God. I've
been working on that one,
Yeah,
but-
I need to work on that too because
It's a tough
honestly,
one.
yeah, it's really hard.
Especially in business.
Yes, exactly. You don't want to
Yes.
be a people pleaser in business.
no.
It doesn't work.
No,
But
no.
we're learning, so.
One step at a time, they say.
Yeah.
One step
Yes.
at a time. Give yourself a little
Exactly.
check on the back. I love that.
But tell us a little bit more of like if you have some stories, like some awkward moments from like your au pair or even like social media wins that you want to share.
I mean, social media has been a journey. I'll
I
say
can
that.
imagine.
Like, it started out as a journal. Like, I knew I was going to change. Didn't know how. I just saw it coming. As anyone does when you're moving to a different country that's completely different than the one you're coming from. But I wanted to treat it as that. I was like, this is a great way to document how I'm going to change. So I started doing food hauls from Carrefour. And that really got the French people like, what is she doing? Why is she cutting the saucy scone like that? Like, she looks clueless in this country. And I'm like, I am. So yeah, then they loved it. And since then I was like, okay, wait, maybe I could do something with social media.
Yeah.
Especially at the time, like I was with a different host family making less money. Au pairs get paid shit. Like in a way it's very cheap labor.
Yeah.
And I don't really think that the wage has changed like since the program has started, which was
Yeah.
I think in the 1800s.
Wow.
Maybe it has changed like with inflation differences, but like, yeah, it's you don't make anything. You're not coming to be an au pair and get rich. So I
yeah.
was like, I kind of need like a little bit
Something
more
else.
spending money if I want to go to all these cool countries around me. I just started putting it my all into it, and yeah, I think just overall it's a success. But also just like every other day, like there's random stuff that come up. For example, I don't know if you guys saw my perfume story,
No, I haven't seen
but
this.
I
wanna
posted
know.
this video where I said London girls all smell the same.
Yeah, I
and
saw
it's like
that.
they
Yeah,
smell
you
like
received the
berries.
perfume.
Yes,
Yeah.
they smell
So
like berries.
nice.
They smell so nice, and it skyrocketed to like 2.5 million views.
Oh, wow.
And I really thought this is such a stupid video, but like I'm gonna post it anyways, whatever. And then the company Ray-Ban like saw it and was like, we'd love to send you the perfume because in a way
So
I didn't realize
nice.
it, but it's really the perfect ad because I was like, it smells so good, you guys. I'm gonna go run to get it. I didn't mean for it to be an ad, but
But it's legitimate.
yeah,
So,
no, like
that's
it was
what they
super
like.
authentic.
Yeah,
like I was like,
exactly.
this is obviously like not paid at all. Like I'm gonna go buy the perfume with my own money. And then yeah, they sent it to my door with a little La Poste guy in his little bag. I was like, dude, what is my life? Like that stuff happens to me constantly where
So
I'm just
nice.
like, I feel a bit of an imposter syndrome where I just can't believe that this is what my life has turned into.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
2 years ago, I would never thought. But also then I have like professors from university and my friends and obviously my parents are like, this is the most like Sarah Pascarella pipeline we've ever seen. Like they're not surprised because I always have been doing like random shit, but it does kind of make sense. It's pretty on brand for me, to be honest. Au pair stories, there's so many.
I just love that video when the kid is like, Emmanuel Macron
Everyone
says
loves that
don't
one.
play.
And I don't know why, like in me, I was like, what is she about to say right now? Record my face. And
Your
then
face
she's
was so like, what is she saying to me right now?
And that would happen again, like all the time. They would say some dumb stuff where I'm just like, you guys are characters and you don't even know it. And like the internet loves you and you have no idea. So I'm excited for when they get like 16, 17, older. And
Yeah.
they get to like go see those videos and be like, that's my voice. Like as a 5-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. And the parents were cool for you to like film and everything?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I didn't show their face.
Yeah.
Because again, Paris can be super small.
Yeah.
Like I get recognized constantly, and I'm like, okay, if I were to put like a child's face out there, that's immediate safety issues.
Hmm.
So yeah, as long as I didn't show their face, but I was able to like, of course, talk about my experience, and they were incredibly supportive
That's
of
so nice.
my journey the entire time. Like,
Yeah.
my host mom would always tell her friends, my au pair, she's a star. She's a TikTok star.
So cute.
And like all of her friends follow me, which I'm like, that's so scary. But knowing that they support me was
Yes.
the best.
It's so important, right?
Yeah.
Even having a support system here, that's
Yeah.
like,
Dude, yeah.
It's really important, yeah.
I mean, of course you have your family back home and everything, and it's just nice
We're
to have.
9-hour difference apart. So like I
Yes, that
text them
must be
something
so
super
hard.
exciting and they're like, I'm just waking up, Sarah. Let me get my coffee. Like, hold on. Or like, yeah, I think it is important to find like a second support system when you're moving to a different country, which was why I was more inclined to do au pair and not just like study abroad or something. Because I was like, you're integrating yourself like truly. Like I'm like eating dinner with these people every single night, hearing their lives, eating their food, like seeing their bad sides, their good sides. And yeah, so.
What's your like typical day in Paris? Like from the moment you wake up, do you grab a matcha? Do you grab a coffee? Like what's your vibe?
It's something new every day. Like really. I wish I could say I was a routine person, but I don't think I am. I'm totally type B. Like I wake up, I'm like, okay, what am I feeling today? Which is a pleasure. And like doing freelance is that I don't really have a strict schedule. It's like whatever I feel like doing. Obviously now I work for a different business. It's Le Walk, and they do like audio guided tours, which is amazing. They do have it in Paris, Rome.
Fun.
Yeah, so many places. It's a startup. And yeah, so I agreed to work with them. So now I have a little bit more structure in my days.
Okay.
Aside from that, it's like get up, I make a coffee, my little espresso with my frothed milk. I've been eating like plates recently of, it's like a snacking plate in the morning, which is like, dude, saucisson, bread with jam, like a little over easy egg. Some cucumbers. It's been so good. And I've been on that grind for like 2 weeks now. And I do think that my routines change too when I do have one. Like, yeah, some days I will wake up and I'll drink matcha. But then some days like I'll drink cappuccinos for a month and then I'll be like, oh, this is disgusting.
And then you get changed.
Like I get obsessed with something and then yeah, it just randomly I'm like, ugh. With eggs all the time. I don't know if you guys have this. I've talked about this with my friends, but they're like, yeah, some days you just wake up and you have the ick with eggs.
Yeah, you cannot eat eggs some days. Yeah, I feel the same.
But right now I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It depends on your vibe, I think.
Yeah, I'd say after that, like I check in with like what I have to do, what videos. My days are filled with recording. Like constantly, it's filming stuff. So I try to like take 30 minutes to 45 minutes just of like getting ready and like making my mornings very intentional. Like I try to not be on my phone and like do my makeup and be very present in the moment. Because then after that, like a lot of it is truly spent on my phone. And it's that's I think a con to the social media side is I don't wish to spend my time on my phone. But I will say like with my job, I've been able to go to like different places and meet people and be able to film and like help their businesses out, which I bring a lot of joy to that. Like,
yeah, it sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like, like the other day, for example, I had to go to Fromagerie, and it's a fromagerie that I've been buying cheese from, like, since I was with my host family. That's where they buy their cheese from. And I was like, I really want to feature you guys, like, on my Instagram. And they were stoked. And so that part is what I love. Like,
yeah, being able to share, like, that part.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, true, authentic recommendations. So, yeah, I'd say, like, my days are filled with visiting random places.
Yeah, but it brings you on a lot of adventures.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
So many adventures. And now, especially with the new job, like we commit to these things like a couple days prior.
Yeah.
And I'll usually commit to them when I'm like feeling good. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna interview this restaurant. And then the day comes and I'm like, fuck, now I like actually have to interview this restaurant. But it gets me out. Like I've been discovering so many new places within the past like month.
This is really nice.
Especially now with the different like au pair versus freelance schedule. Like before I was in French class in the morning, would go home and then do my social media stuff and then go pick up the girls and then it's bedtime.
Yeah.
So that it used to be very structured and not a lot of time to do the freelance stuff. But now it's like, I have so much time to do freelance stuff.
And tell us a little bit about your jewelry business.
Yes, I make
because
rings.
it's so cute.
So these are like spoons from like the flea markets. Honestly, like some of them have been.
You turned the spoons into rings?
Yeah, like that.
So
Those all used to be
nice.
spoons.
Oh my god, this is so nice.
That's like my passion project right now. Not
But it's
these
just
two,
like
but
the
this one
end
as
of the
well.
spoon.
Exactly. You cut it and then you shave it to where it's like soft, round, and then you bend it, polish it, and yeah, then it turns into a ring. But it's been a thing since like the 70s. Like I definitely don't take credit for this idea at all.
Okay.
No.
And it relates back to like, I guess, rich people. They would have obviously like amazing cutlery, but then the servants like wanted to dress themselves up in a way. So they would take the spoons of the rich people and then turn them into jewelry. And I'm
I
like,
didn't know that.
Me
I feel like
neither.
that's so representative of my life as well,
Yes.
too. And yeah, I just think it's so funny. And from the 70s, too, like the bohemian hippie era, I'm like, that's totally me as well. So yeah, it fits very well. And I just love working with my hands as well. Like if I'm doing social media, like on my phone most of the time, I'm like, I need something that is more tactical.
Yes.
Like more physical.
Gives you a break as well.
Yes. Like I was a design student in school and we were always working with our hands, always hand drafting. I love journaling, like real pens, not just typing out stuff, drawing, painting. So yeah, it really is like a passion project for me right now. But every time I tease it on Instagram, people are like, you should make a business out of this. And I'm like,
Yes.
you're totally right.
But it takes
So,
time as well, I can imagine.
That's the
yeah.
thing. Like my room is pretty small. Like
Okay.
and I'm like, I definitely shouldn't be like shaving metal in my room, like right next to where I sleep. So I'm trying to figure out
Inhale
that
something and
situation.
you're
Yeah, exactly. Shreds of metal are on my pillow at night. So I'm trying to figure out like a solid workplace for that. But I'm very eager to like get it going. I've bought the domain name. I have like
good.
all the spoons ready to go. They're all
Super
shaved.
exciting.
Yeah. But honestly, the biggest barrier right now is figuring out shipping. Because I don't know if you
Okay.
guys have kept up, but with the tariffs
Yes.
in the US, I'm like, wait, like, is it going to charge people when they get it? Like,
Yeah, that's quite hard.
should I only keep it to France? No, because I have so many followers from the US. And like, yeah, so I don't even know how to go about that, but I'm sure it's just trial and error. Like, when I was little,
Yeah.
I figured it out. I had a little business when I was like 10, selling random stuff off Instagram, shipping it
that.
out. Like people were sending me cash in the mail. And then I would send out like candles that I've already used or like t-shirts and random little pet shop animals.
It was
I'm
like your own Vinted then, kind
no,
of.
exactly. But it was like on Instagram. When Instagram like wasn't that big,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like you just post the product and people comment like mine, me. I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
I'll
what's
take
your
it.
address? Send me cash. And then I'm like doing this as like a little girl. So I'm like, okay, if that version of Sarah can figure this out, 23-year-old Sarah like
Can
can
Of
do it.
course,
Like,
yeah.
it has been a pipeline. I'm like meant to do this. I'm sure. Like be a business owner.
But should we go a little bit into the dating life? Do you
Yeah.
have some stories you want to share about your actual dating life right
many.
Are
now?
you single? Are you in a situationship?
I'd say I'm
What's
single
going
right
on?
now. We'll call it that. Yeah. But I mean, I think the past like couple months have been really a lot like this, to be honest, when it comes to boys, because I have been so focused on like moving, business, like changing my life, changing my job, like everything has changed. So in a sense, like I'm changing rapidly.
yeah.
And so I'll be into someone for like 2 months, a month, they'll be like fantastic. But then I like hit a wall with it where I'm like, okay, I feel myself changing. Like,
Yes.
let's also change the person that I'm with. So that's been a journey recently. But I do have some funny dating stories from
Oh, tell us
the
everything.
past. Like some that I won't say on air, but I think that in the beginning I was on Hinge. I'm like, this is a great way to meet people. Like,
Yes.
I don't know anyone. I don't know language. And I did go on like 2 different Hinge dates. One of them was fun. The second one, we went to Montmartre and I arrived first. So I was like laying on the hill and he comes and he's like so handsome, super nice. He sits down next to me and I'm like, we're there for like 2 hours yapping. Great conversation.
But that sounds fun.
We stand up. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's continue this date. We stand up. He's shorter than me. I was like,
Oh no.
and that is where I draw the line. Like, to be honest, I could get behind someone being like the same height as me. That is something I've come around to in France because we don't find a lot of 6'4" men here.
No,
and I
you don't.
do
Yeah.
find them often in California. No, that used to be my type was like really macho men. And since I've came to Paris, it's become a lot more feminine. And I'm like, Sarah, what's going on? But no, it's true. Like I've seen my type change a lot. Like
That's so fun.
I mean, I think I've always been into artsy boys for sure, but now it's like they're everywhere. Like everyone has like some artsy
yeah, especially
past
in
or
Paris.
family
Yeah.
member. Yeah, of course.
Just stay on the east side then, babe.
Right, right. Yeah. Another dating story was I was on the metro and I was pretty drunk. We were going to like some John Summit like DJ set and
I love that.
but it was just so random of a night because I think the friend that I was with, I've hung out with never, like alone. So it's just me and this girl. I'm like, let's do it. We're on the metro. We're really drunk. We had some like pink liquor in a water bottle, just like
Okay.
heinous night. And I'm yapping. I'm like talking to everyone on the metro. And this guy, very tall, finance guy. To
For
me,
men in finance.
yes, he was the type. And he comes up to me and he's like, just like dazed by whatever I was emitting that night. And he's like, he just hands me like, well, first his bag of chips that he had, but then second, his phone with like, type your Instagram in.
Okay.
Like, okay, I was like, oh, sure, whatever. So I write it in. not thinking anything of it. I barely saw his face because I was so hammered and distracted. And then the morning after, he DMs me. No photos on his Instagram other than his profile picture. Like, just like, I feel like sometimes French guys have the most bland Instagram. They give you nothing, truly.
Yeah,
to, like,
exactly.
stalk. And
You
I'm
cannot
like,
take anything from that.
do I go on a date with this guy? Like, is he gonna kill me? Like, I don't know.
He's gonna follow me home. Is he
vibe?
gonna you? What is the
Is
situation?
he cute? And I couldn't remember at all. And I saw his profile picture and I was like, he's really handsome. Sarah, why don't you
Well
remember
done.
this? Yeah, literally. And so then I went on a date with him like that week. He picks me up on a blue Velib, you guys. I'm like hugging him
No
on this
way.
little shitty electronic bike
Oh
in
my
Paris.
God.
And I was like, kind of a vibe. We went to the Seine. We walked around. I told him, like, I mean, obviously I'm American. He knows this, but he really leaned into that. He was like, oh, yeah, like I hunt, and like starts showing me like pictures of hogs that he's killed. And it's like that typical like hunting picture where they're like, just killed this pig. I'm like, hey, I don't know if that's like really my type. Like, you guys, he has a stereotype of Americans, which
Yeah.
I can completely understand, but he was like, let me sell to this girl right now. Like, let me show her these pigs that I've killed. And I'm like,
I don't really care.
and then, yeah, he was just obsessed with like things that I'm absolutely not obsessed with. So,
Oh.
It was not a match.
yeah, it wasn't a match, but fun experience. Like,
And you met someone new.
totally random.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really proved to me that like you can meet people off of these dating apps. So I think I was only on these dating apps for like the first 3 months of being in Paris. After that, I was like, fuck it, Sarah. The world is your oyster. Like, just get out there. It's so social in Paris.
Yeah,
Just
that's
talk
true.
to people. Like, don't be shy.
Yeah,
You could have the
exactly.
hottest man on a dating app and you meet them and they're just like the most rock personality. Just like
Boring.
bland,
Yes, exactly.
boring. Like, I'm
And
like,
why waste the time? Like, if you know that, like, you see a person that's attractive in public, go up to them and be like, hey, and then be like, see if your
Exactly.
energy bounces off each other. Then you're like, oh, like, I'm so fucking happy that I did that. 'Cause
Yes.
honestly, just saved myself
Such
like
a power
5 swipes
boost.
and 3 horrible dates.
Exactly. And you don't have to go through that stupid, like, small talk, where are you from, blah, 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 which I get all the time. But then also I think, like, people's personality, like, makes them so much hotter. Like, if they're funny, oh my
Yeah,
God, I'm
that's
like,
true.
that's 10 points for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can test that in person much better. I mean, I do think there's humor in, like, texting as well, though. Like, you could kind of tell, but just nothing beats in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the differences between the like Americans and the French boys?
I would say that American boys have my sense of humor. I do think that there's a big difference in sarcasm when it comes to French sarcasm versus American sarcasm. A lot of French people say, oh, Americans never get sarcasm. And a lot of Americans are like, yeah, sometimes they don't understand like Europeans.
Yeah.
Well, of course, blanket statement, Europeans. But they're like, yeah, they just don't get our sarcasm or our jokes. And so it's been interesting testing the difference between humor, but I do think that I find American humor like more my type. It's very
Okay.
like rambunctious and just goofy, like
Yeah.
silly. They're not afraid to like be silly in public or
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just love boys that have no fear when it comes to like their presentation.
Yeah.
And I do find that in Paris, at least, because I've only dated really Parisian men.
Yes.
There's been a few stragglers there, but like overall, I think Parisian men are very like they have a persona or like they're very big on like their style, like the way that they come off, and so they're a bit more shy to like be goofy and silly and outgoing. And yeah, sometimes it takes a bit of time
click?
to like crack
Yes.
them. People also say that like Americans love like labels, which I do find very true. Like when I start talking to someone here and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of sensing a vibe. I love like labels and I'm like, okay, I need to know like what I'm allowed to do, what I'm not allowed to do. Because
Yeah.
again, very flirtatious woman, like I'll be out there
They're
flirting.
putting,
Yeah.
putting on the dance floor.
And so I'm like, I don't know like what. And they're like, you're my girlfriend. I'm like, what do you mean I'm your girlfriend? Like, that's crazy. We never talked about this. Like, and so I'm like, okay, I'm his girlfriend. But yeah, that's been definitely different because in America you have like the talk. And then you're like, okay, we're dating. This is what you can do. This is what you can't do. Here in France, it's like, we've went on 3 dates and then you'll meet their grandmother and they'll introduce you as their girlfriend. And I'm
Yes,
like,
basically.
what? Like, it totally catches me off guard every time.
They're fast.
Yeah. quite fast.
But fast without also being fast, because you're like,
Yes, true.
You just
They take
like
their time.
you're meeting like their whole family, and then you're like, are we even dating, dude? I don't know. We just like went to dinner last night. I don't know what's happening. And then you're just like there as his girlfriend, and you're just like, okay, well, I guess that's a win for me, I guess. Or if I do, I want to be his girlfriend. I don't even know.
Exactly,
Am I there
exactly.
yet?
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So just to close our little nice conversation here, we're gonna do a little game, a little rapid fire. What do you think? Should you
Yes.
start?
Yes. Okay. What's one word that would sum up Paris for you?
Pretentious.
I love it.
Sorry.
Yeah. She was so quick, like it was already there,
She
you
was
know?
like, I knew they were gonna ask me this question.
Like I came prepared.
I came with receipts. No, okay, sorry. Most Parisian thing that you've ever done.
Oh, the other day there was an old lady that was walking and she ran into me, okay? And she was like, attention. And I was like, no, mais c'est vous. I like don't know how it came out of me. And I'm like, I don't even know if that's proper French, but like, what? She like totally ran into me and she was like, oh, attention. Excuse me? Like, sorry, just because you're an older woman, I'm supposed to respect you most of the time. Most of the time I do. But like, she was in the wrong. So
Yeah.
sometimes they have some unneeded sass to them. Where I'm like,
sir.
what do you think you are? Like, we're on the same level,
Very
both
Parisian
human.
of you,
exactly.
though, like,
And
very
yeah, I was like,
Parisian.
after I stepped away from that, I was like feeling a little bit good, but also a little bit guilty because I'm like, Sarah, that was really bitchy of you. Like,
Did she reply?
Relax. No. it was just
Okay.
all
was a
flooded
thing.
This is what
again.
up with
Yeah.
my day.
But I was like, where did this come from? Like,
It's your
changing.
inner Parisian, you know?
yeah.
It's growing on you.
Yeah.
What's your boldest advice to give to someone that wants to move to Paris?
Maybe it goes back to just like come with no stereotypes in mind. That's kind of what I did. I came with no knowledge of the language, which that I think you should probably know just to help you out. Like that was really hard for me. But as far as like stereotypes and like thinking you know how the city works, just forget all of that and let the city move you as you experience it. Because I think there's so much to learn about things that you would have never known. Or if you come in with these specific beliefs, then it's gonna kind of tank your experience in a way, or like at least narrow it to where it could be so much more than what you ever
for sure.
imagined. So yeah, I'd say come with no expectations. Even if you've been here, visiting is way, way, way different
It's totally
than living here. And I had never even been to Europe before I moved here. So I like blindly signed up to live with a French family. And I think that in a way it was kind of a good like way to come into this country. Cause like even before this, I didn't know any French stereotypes. Like my family was telling me all these things and I'm like, I don't know any of this. And I don't really feel like adopting these beliefs either. So yeah, just come with like an open mind, I guess.
Love
I
that.
don't know if that's like bold advice, but it's advice.
Yeah, it's a good advice.
No, you're good.
And one last question. What's your favorite French song right now
Oh my gosh.
at the moment? Do you have one?
Yeah, there's one. I don't know who it's by, but it's called Death of a Phone Call. It actually, I know, it's kind of a sad song. It's kind of a sad song. But it has taught me, like, she says, j'ai perdu mon téléphone. And that's how I learned, like, j'ai perdu, like, I've lost. And yeah, it's just like such a pleasant song. And actually, it was my first French friend that showed me the song. So there's like kind
Okay.
of like a sentimental value
Yeah,
to it in a way.
exactly.
And it's just like so cute. And the girl's voice is so pretty. So yeah, I'd say that one.
We're gonna listen to that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, I love
It's
it.
gonna be the rolling out song.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, it's so
For the
sad.
credit.
Put something cooler.
Let's put like,
Like La Femme or something. Come on.
But Sarah, thank you so much for coming on and sharing us your bold stories, your bold moments, and your Parisian journey.
Yeah, it was
No
really nice to
problem.
know another not your French girl struggling in the city and living here. Thank you so much for coming. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure.
No problem.
Honestly,
Thanks
yeah.
for having me.
Merci, Sarah. Sarah.
Doing all
Sarah.
right.
Sarah.
En fait,
Sarah.
yeah,
My cousin's name
it's
is
a
Sarah,
bit
and I say
ugly.
Sarah, and they were like, here, they're like, Sarah.
They
Sarah.
correct me when I say my own name. They're like, Sarah. And I'm like, no, it's Sarah, but like,
Yeah,
It's fine.
It's fine. You can call me Sarah. It's fine.
Merci, and
Merci.
à la
And
semaine prochaine.
Oui.
Bisous.
Bisous.
Bye.